Hello everybody, my name's Nicola and welcome back to my channel. This is the Frugal Cottage, where we talk all things money to help you on your financial journey. Today's video is my sinking funds update for February 2025. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get started. So if you're new here, my sinking funds, and well, all of them, are funded by my side hustle. So whether that's sales on Etsy, YouTube AdSense, virtual coffees that people are kind enough to buy me, anything that is on top of my day job goes into these. And the reason for that is that my budget doesn't stretch as far, but with my side hustles it gets the pressure taken off me a bit because I get to do this. So we're using in fact I've got 3 of my sinking funds binders, this being the main one, and I've got £100 worth of side hustle income to put in. That's from January, so the majority of that was from Etsy sales because I had quite a lot in January, so thank you if that was you. It's definitely quietened off since the end of the month, but it's always the case. So let's get started. So actually I'm not going to start with this one, even though this is here. I'm going to start with my school holidays sinking funds binder. I've not used this in ages, to be fair. So if you're new here as well, all of these things are available in my Etsy store as well, if you want to join me. So the first thing I'm going to put in, I'm going to put £20 in the Easter holidays sinking fund, which currently has nothing in it. So I'm going to put £20 in there as a starting point. So 10, 20 into the Easter holidays sinking fund. So at least that's made a start in that one. I love the holidays ones. I just think they're so, well, I think they're really pretty, but also half-term school holidays in general, they're the things where your everyday budget doesn't take into account all of that, and suddenly you've got lots of time with children who want entertaining and extra stuff and who eat more when they're at home apparently, and yeah, so these are really helpful for that. So that's the first one done. The next one is in my Christmas binder. Now you might think I'm being daft, however I'm just trying to be organised, and I love my Christmas binder. I think there's only 2 left of these in my Etsy store. I love this as well, so I'm actually going to put in, I'm only going to put £10 in this. I'm going to put £10 in the presents one, which currently already has, how much does this have in already? So 24. It already has £60 in for the presents. So this is not just my 2 children, this is everybody. So my parents, friends, different relatives, it's everybody. So I'm going to put £10 in there for now. That makes that £70. And I'm not going to put anything in any of the others because it doesn't, although I'm saying, oh, it makes me really organised, it still feels really early to be thinking about Christmas decorations or clothes or anything else. However, I do know that the presents one last year, if you watched my video when I talked about it, I didn't feel like I'd got enough for everybody. And it wasn't just my 2 children, this counts for every single person I buy presents for. So yeah, so there's just £10 gone into that one. And like I said, there's only 2 of these binders left in my store for now. And then the main ones, so this is my main sinking funds binder. And because they're all in £10 notes in the cash machine this time, I can put it in more of them because I can separate them. So I'm not going to put anything in birthdays. So the first one I am going to put in some is, this is my oldest son's birthday. I'm going to put £10 in his envelope for now. He's asked for a Chromebook for his birthday and I have absolutely no idea what I'm looking at. So if anyone has any recommendations for Chromebooks, preferably not a too expensive one, then that would be useful if you can leave them down below. But yeah, so £10 in his birthday. So my youngest son hasn't got anything in it yet. His birthday is not until December. However, I'm going to put £10 in there and just maybe start that off a bit, just so it feels like I've made a start on that, even though it's ages away. So that's £10 in his birthday one. Having these separate this year is absolutely going to just help so much. Last year I just had the birthdays one for everybody, but actually having my sons separate, both of them separate, is going to be so much more helpful, I think. So school uniform, I don't need to put anything in there at the moment. School shoes likewise. Turn that over. So car, I'm going to put £10 in here. How much is in here at the moment? So there's £30 in the car one for now. I'm going to put £10 in there. So that's that. That makes £40 in there. MOT and service, again another £10 in here. I think I'm going to put in here. How much is in here so far? So 20, 30, 40. There's £50 in the MOT and service one. I'm going to put £10 in there. That makes that £60. Car tax. So I said last time I'm trying to save it so that I can pay for 12 months all in one go. I've been doing 6 months for ages now, but it'd be quite nice to get it to 12 months and then that's done for kind of a year. So how much is in the car tax one already? So 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, there's already 120 in there. I'm going to put £10 in there as well. That makes it £130. I think my car tax is £190, I think. I can't remember actually, I'll have to check, but I think it is. So we're well on the way there. And it'd be so good to get it so I can pay for 12 months in cash. And I know that sounds confusing because you have to pay it online by a card. But what I'm going to do is I can pay the money into my bank to then have it come straight back out for the car tax. So that's the plan for that anyway. Clothes wise, I'm not going to put anything in clothes. There is £50 in here anyway, and touch wood, well, I don't need to buy any clothes as of yet, but it's there anyway. Now, if you've watched my videos for a long time, you'll know that I've had a self-care envelope in here for, I don't know, like a year, 2 years now, and I've never put anything in it. However, I am trying to be slightly more kind to myself, and also it's okay to want to do nice things as well. So actually, one of these, if I turn it this way, each one of these little icons on here is worth £5. And so I'm actually going to put £10 in this. I'm not going to colour it in here, but I will kind of colour them in. So I'm going to put £10 in the self-care envelope, and I think that is the first time I've actually ever put money in that envelope. It's been sat in there, but I always feel a bit guilty because there's so many other things that have to have the priority over everything else. But actually, even if I put in £10 every kind of 3 months or so, and then at the end of the year I can treat myself to something, is that a bad thing? I don't know. I don't think so. So I put £10 in there for now anyway, and we'll see. But I've never ever put anything in the envelope before. Beauty wise, I'm not going to put anything in there. So garden, I've spent £15 out of this recently, hence why there's a £5 note there on compost for the garden. And I'm actually going to put my final £10 in here, so kind of topping it back up, because I've been looking at like pots for the garden to plant lots of lovely flowers and things, and garden things are expensive, aren't they? I'm not even getting anything fancy or looking at anything fancy, they're just like basic things. Yeah, gardening, if I want to have my garden looking nice, which I absolutely do, it's not cheap, is it? Any suggestions on where I might get things that are cheap? Feel free to leave them down in the comments below. I'm not a gardener in any shape or form. I'd be the first person to say that I'm not a gardener. However, I feel like gardening things, and I can also see how it can become a hobby that is all consuming. And I'm not a gardener, I don't know what I'm doing, but I do want a pretty garden. So this final £10 is going to go in here. And there. And then this last one again, so I spoke about how my grandpa gave me some money and he died just before Christmas. And someone suggested I am going to do this. So there's £60 in here that he gave me for my birthday, and I'm actually going to buy a cherry blossom tree when it's a bit warmer, using some of that, and someone recommended that in the comments, so thank you so much. That is such a lovely idea, and I'm going to do that, and then I have got that always, so that's just going to stay there for now anyway until I spend it. So that is my sinking funds update for February 2025. I must admit they're looking okay at the moment. They are looking okay, thankfully, at the moment anyway. And like I said, I'm well on the way to being able to do that with my car tax, which is good, and just kind of plodding along with all the other things. So yeah, how are your sinking funds looking? How are you doing in terms of balancing all of those? And like I said, all of these are individually available in my Etsy store and some of the binders as a whole as well, if you want to have a look. And thank you so much if you like or comment or subscribe. And please subscribe if you are able to. I'm aiming for 20,000 followers this year. And yeah, let me know down below. And yeah, I really appreciate every single view. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again very soon.